StarRupture came out in early access about 2 months ago, and the developers just announced the first major content update dropping very soon as well. So I wanted to revisit the game, break down what's changed, what's coming, and whether it's actually worth playing right now, or if you should wait. Because honestly, this game is in a weird spot. It does have some genuinely good ideas and a solid foundation, and not just the foundation to be honest, because the execution itself is also genuinely well done in certain aspects, but there are some real problems that can kill your enjoyment fast. For those who don't know, StarRupture is a factory building survival game, where you are playing as a prisoner on a hostile planet called Arcadia 7, automating resource extraction while dealing with a star that periodically goes insane and scorches everything. You see, the core hook is those Rupture events that happen every 30 to 45 minutes that force you to take shelter, or you die instantly. After each Rupture, the planet resets. That means the resources respawn, aliens come back, and you hopefully survived. When you're racing back to base, watching that timer count down and seeing the flames hit your windows right as you make it inside, it creates genuine tension. Now this game's progression works through different corporations that each want specific materials. When you deliver what they ask for, they then give you technology blueprints. Let's take a look at the main feature first. The factory building itself works well. I think most players would agree to that. The conveyor system is satisfying. The power setup is genuinely better than some other games because it flows through conveyor belts and touching buildings, instead of requiring individual cables everywhere. If you mess up placement, then disassembling refunds all materials, which removes a lot of the punishment for experimenting. But here is where the game struggles. The exploration and combat are what set StarRupture apart from pure factory games, and they are also simultaneously by far the weakest parts right now. The movement is painfully slow for a game that requires you to explore and find blueprints to progress. The lack of traversal options is a huge problem. There is a teleporter in the end game, but actually getting there means hours of slow walking. The game's combat gets repetitive fast. It's pretty damn punchy and engaging at first, but you're fighting the same alien bugs in different types, exploding ones, shooting ones, jumpers. As you push further out, the enemy spawns get pretty absurd. I went through one pretty large building and really burned through thousands of ammo because bugs just kept spawning and respawning and respawning. Thing is that this is not difficult, it is exhausting. The game also lacks fundamental tools. For example, there is no blueprint system for copying designs. You can't adjust building height after placement or rotate them. So when something goes wrong in your production chain, then you do have to physically run to each building to diagnose it. The map doesn't even show your buildings. And of course there are performance issues as well, though admittedly they are not really present on my system. I promise we're taking a look at more positive aspects soon, but I also have to mention that the story feels pretty generic. The AI supervisor specifically leans into cringe humor that gets old fast, and your character makes voice lines you can't disable every time you do anything. Now here's where things get interesting, especially when taking a look at the future. The first major content update is coming very soon, and what they are adding addresses a lot of these problems. For a game that's been out less than 2 months, the speed and scope of development is impressive. The Zipline system is coming, which should massively help with movement. The map is expanding too. They are opening up these radiation blocked areas. Then they're also adding actual wildlife, the Corellian and the Valpir. These are ambient creatures, part of the ecosystem, so not enemies. You see, right now Arcadia 7 feels mostly like a hostile resource landscape, so adding neutral wildlife should make the world feel more alive and more authentic. The development station is the biggest addition. This will let you unlock improved versions of buildings. That means faster processing, higher throughput, maybe better input to output ratios. This could fundamentally change factory design. If upgraded buildings can double output speed, then you essentially only need half that footprint. So different factory designs become totally viable. The update also includes fixes and improvements in general, so all the team effort right now does seem to fix or address most of these pressing issues. Now looking at the actual roadmap, there is definitely a reason to be excited, because there is much more planned. Custom game modes with adjustable difficulty, new combat mechanics, new building features, controller support, additional cooperation levels, new weapons, resources and buildings, also a cargo system rework, co-op balance improvements, accessibility options and dedicated servers. The ongoing improvements show they're actively working on game performance, building mechanics, combat and the user interface. So the burning question, is it worth playing right now? Here's my honest take. If you want a polished, complete factory game, then do yourself a favor and absolutely wait just a couple more months. This is early access in a very decent state, but still with real problems that are clearly getting addressed right now. The exploration is tedious, combat is repetitive, and some rather basic features are missing, so the game has a bit more to cook in the oven still. But on the other hand, if you enjoy being part of the development process and can tolerate some early access jank, then there is genuine fun here. Plus, the game is actually on sale right now. If I recall correctly, the factory building works well, the Rupture mechanic creates real tension, and watching your production chains come together is satisfying. The StarRuptures look amazing and do create intense moments. If this update lands well and they maintain the speed, then StarRupture could turn into something really special, and something that is relevant in the gaming community long term. And this sentence concludes today's video. If your time was respected, a like or comment is very much appreciated.